Be featuring Pro later on tonight, true. Later on in the broadcast. So this morning in the bottom right hand corner of Oceanborn, we have the Red Zerg player. We have the Red Zerg player himself. Oh, it is YoungYakov. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have the Italian Terran player. We have the blue Terran representing Streamer Zone. It is BabyMarine. Here we go. So getting into our TVs here. And coming into this, I do favor YoungYakov, but BabyMarine, he has had these moments of brilliance. BabyMarine, he's one of those players that just isn't very active, unfortunately. Like, he's very good in his own right. He whatever he does competes, like, he does well for himself, but again, not the most active of players. He's not like Nickrat, for example. Like, Nickrat, he's an example of a Terran player that plays in everything. He like grinds so hard, plays in everything, competes in everything. Whereas then you have players like BabyMarine that shows up every now and then. Every now and then. Yakov does take his natural. Again, hatch gas pool, standard open out of Yakov. Likewise, BabyMarine going for his own Rax expand. So we're calming down. Welcome to Oceanborn. Oceanborn is one of the older maps of the map pool. It was in the ladder, I want to say like a year ago. It hasn't been that long, but around a year in time. So it was in the ladder map pool in recent memory. And it was around for, I want to say 2 seasons, for around a year. Oceanborn did get played out, for sure. Did get played out. Some of the features of Oceanborn is an accessible third base, an accessible natural. We saw a lot of 2-base all-ins. A lot of all-ins were on Oceanborn. A lot of German taxis, for example. A lot of ARAXs. The reasoning for this is because the third base is a little bit more accessible. There's no ramp coming to the third. The ramp, the elevation is here in the center of the map. Once you can get past this point, then you can it's just smooth sailings here towards that third base, or you have a more natural rotation over towards the natural base as well. So a lot of players have difficulties defending here on 3 bases, but once you can get your 3 base set up and get a 4th base up and running, then you can extend the game. And we actually saw a lot of late game on Oceanborn once you go past that point. Now Reaper, let's break in. So if Yakov pulls away, he doesn't lose any links. Just poking and prodding here against BabyMarine. Behind this 3rd CC before starport, economic follow-up here out of the Terran. Ooh, as he does get the tumor, not bad. Tumor goes down. Ooh, Reaper does not get away. And YoungYakov going for an insanely fast Evo chamber. Okay, so fast Evo chamber, rushing into +1, staying in gas as well, so a very aggressive style here by YoungYakov. This reminds me of Miyamika. I know that Miyamika, there was a build where he would go into +1 and then rush into +2 carapace as quickly as possible. And hit a really strong +2 timing. With mass sling. So this does remind me of Miyamika's build. We'll see if he does go for that +2 timing. We'll see if he does rush into a fast lair as he's still mining gas. Bear that in mind. So he can get into lair faster than normal. He's got 100 gas. Now Yakov is joining up. Joining is saturating. There it is. Lair has begun. There's a 4-minute lair, so very early lair timing. He cancels +1, starts up +1 range instead. As why he scattered the add-on swap. He scattered the mech. So mech out of BabyMarine going double factory. Yakov, he has to switch gears. He was rushing into +1 carapace into +2 carapace, but that is no longer the case. So Yakov is opener. It didn't really lead to much, but at least he's scattered. At least he's aware of the mech. The blue flame Hellions. So mass blue flame on the way. Roaches on the horizon. BabyMarine is embracing his battle mech, going into Cyclones as well. Bearing in mind the Cyclones are weaker than what they once were. Oh, Doesn't quite get in. Roach production has begun. That's a third factory. Interestingly enough, BabyMarine, he got the one Cyclone, which should be rallying soon, but he is switching to tanks. Which makes sense. Again, Battle Mech is less effective than what it once was, but going into a traditional form of mech is still seen. We're seeing the top Terrans embrace this more Hellion tank composition of mech. Hellions get damage in the middle line, they get 2 drones. And Roaches, they cannot keep up. Hellions, they rotate back and forth. I mean, we spoke about this position here. You can rotate between the natural, you can rotate between the third. And tanks are amassing. Now, the scary thing here is that this tank count is going to build up insanely quickly. And eventually, BabyMarine, you can just push across the map with it. Ronaldo, double armory, getting into 3 base saturation. BabyMarine, he's turtling up back at home. We're going to be here for a while. Meanwhile, YoungYakov, he's not droning. You can see here he's cutting workers early. No 4th base, no droning here at the 3rd. Cutting workers at 59. And it looks like YoungYakov is going for an all-in. But he's all-inning into tanks. Lings, they try to force 75, they get 1. Just 1. 1 tank goes down. Roach Ravager rallying in. Can he get all 3 tanks? He barely can. Gets all 3 tanks, but now we have a massive amount of Hellions he has to worry about. Hellions they're not ideal against Roaches, but this many might be enough. They morph in. They morph into Hellbats. That means that YoungYakov can kite. Tank has arrived, but Yakov, he gets into the 3rd base. SCVs are going down. And BabyMarine, he barely cannot keep up. He barely doesn't have enough. This was so close as well. Remember, Yakov, like those Lings, they were able to get a tank. They were able to force some friendly fire. It was so close here that Yakov was able to break that tank line. And then Yakov, he should have enough. Again, the Hellbats, they fight out of range of the tanks. Banshee has arrived, but SCVs are going down. They're losing more workers. It's going to be 14 SCV kills. Oh. Ravagers, he wants a tank, he gets it. Tank goes down. Takes down the tank, going for the other. Ooh, there's another tank on the high ground. BabyMarine, he's holding. Jesus, massive tank shots. Oh no, he doesn't get it. There we go. There we go. Oof. But that was inefficient. That was inefficient towards the end. Yakov bleeding out a lot of units. Spire is now on the way. He needs that anti-air. And Yakov is now droning up. Before that blunder, before that fight into the natural base, I would have said that YoungYakov was in a better position. He still is, but not as great as it once was. Forcing a lift. Roaches are going to get the hell out of here. Free damage by BabyMarine. Scans, gets eyes on the would-be 4th base. Remember, the 4th base is late for YoungYakov. And economically, BabyMarine is not too far behind. So the Terran player is very much so still in this. What is YoungYakov's advantage? The tech. Spire. I spoke about it anti-air earlier, but BabyMarine, what shoots up? Well, he's got some tanks, got some Hellions, got some Banshees, got 1-1 upgrades on the way. Nothing shoots up. Like 0 anti-air there for BabyMarine. Of course, he can always start a cycle, he can always start Thor production, but he needs the scout first. Needs to figure out what's going on. Oof. Losing one of the Banshees. We're holding on to those mutas. Now is the time. Now is the time to go for it. The muta's back. As Yakov is still banking. There we go. 10 mutas are on the way. Looks like he was waiting for 1,000 minerals. Oof. Oh god, miscontrol at YoungYakov. But again, still 0 anti-air. But the longer this goes on, the more chances there are, the more opportunities there are going to be for BabyMarine to start a Thor, to start some Cyclones. I do like that YoungYakov, you revealed his roaches and we have 20 mutas on the way. Ah, he waited too long. Here come the Thors. I mean, there's still a window. Here come the, like, the mutas are moving out. So there's still a window in time where he can make this work. Thors and Winter Mines are on the way. Mutas are revealed. It's go time. Yeah, it's go time. Helis, they're just A moving into the mineral lines. They're just diving in. Mutas, they will get all these tanks. But drones are going to get roasted. How about some morphing in? Roaches are required. Drones are going down, losing up to 18 drones. And he's not done. Yeah, he's not done. He's killing even more workers. Mutas, they trade well for themselves. They get into the mineral lines. One more volley. Ooh, the turret goes down. But that's going to be 27 drone kills. And here come the Thors. No. He's going to try to magic walk, but there are 3 Thors. Oh, Mindshot connects. And he's running out of mutas. Yeah, he's running out of mutas here. He can maybe get one more Thor. But this was not worth it here for a trade. Losing so many mutas. Still getting more SCVs though. It's 19 SCV kills. Almost every muta did go down. Behind this, YoungYakov making more mutas. His roaches that get into the middle line. This is the damage here. It gets into the 3rd base. And where's the anti-ground? He's got a handful of Thors. No tanks. Yeah, no tanks here to defend. I'm loving the switch out of mutas and into roaches instead. Mutas, they kill the 4th CC. They're diving on the Thors. There are 3 Thors. I don't know if the muta count is high enough. Does get one of the Thors. He gets 1, he gets 2. Ah, he has enough. Yeah, he barely has enough. GG gets called, and YoungYakov takes game number 1. Whew, GG. GG, well played. I was a little bit concerned that YoungYakov... Oh, also, did I not open up predictions? There we go. I did not. So I do apologize, but predictions are now open in the chat. You can place your bets on who you think will take the series. When it comes to the game itself, I was a little bit concerned that YoungYakov was waiting too long. I was concerned he was waiting too long to switch into mutas, as we saw Thors towards the end. But in the end, he was able to get some damage. He was able to reset the tank counts, get into the mineral lines, and even camp some of those Thors. And more importantly, because he reset all the tanks, it means, and he was forcing out Thor production, he could counterattack with roaches, and the roaches did excel there towards the end. GG, well played. And now we're jumping to game number 2, and spawning in the bottom left hand corner of Ultra Love, we have the blue Zerg player, the blue Zerg player himself. It is YoungYakov. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the red Terran player, the Italian Terran representing Streamer Zone. It is BabyMarine. We go. So jumping into game 2. Game 2 is going to be on Ultra Love. Again, this was a map that was in the previous map pool, also for 2 seasons. Did last 2 seasons. Does have a more accessible 3rd base. Likewise, has an accessible area here in between the 3rd and the natural. And we'll see what BabyMarine goes for this time. Remember last game he went into mech, he went into mass blue flame heli and into mass tank. Do we go into mech again? Do we play some bio? Eyes are on the Terran. Yakov, for the most part, he was just reacting to his opponents. He did go for an earlier Eva chamber, was trying to rush into +1, but that was not the case. Oh, going for a gasless opener. Okay. Yakov. So if you remember, especially in this map pool, this is a viable build here just because of the terrain. The terrain, specifically the ramp. There's a ramp coming into the natural, and how do you defend the ramp? Queen, Eva Chamber, Roach Warren. With some SimCity and with Queens, you can defend the natural base very easily, which is why you can get away with delaying your gas. So delayed gas, delayed link speed, delayed link production. This is a very greedy build. It means that YoungYakov can drone up harder and focus on mineral income more as well as he delays his gases. As a result, we often do skip link speed. You often skip link speed and you just get into 2-base Roach, or technically in the latest patch you can go into 2-base Muta. But we're expecting Roach play here out of YoungYakov. Meanwhile, standard opener out of BabyMarine. Queens are on the way, Lings are on the way. Now we're settling in. I believe BabyMarine, did he not SCV scout? Yeah, 0 SCV scouts, so he's less aware of what's going on. He's less aware of how greedy YoungYakov is being. As the Reaper moves out. Gets a drone. Not bad. Nice start here for the Terran. BabyMarine checks for the third base. There is no third. YoungYakov, he stays on 2 bases. And again, as we mentioned, he should be looking to wall up and wall off. And are we going for the fast lair? That's what I'm curious about. What are we doing with the gas? He's got 100 gas. Meanwhile, BabyMarine going for a second. Rax going for a 2-1-1. Straight up 2-1-1 as well. CC is delayed. But he does have that second Rax behind the mineral line here. So a very strong stim timing is on the way. Delayed CC. It is going to be 2-base lair. We do have the 3-minute lair timing. No third base. This looks like 2-base muta. Otherwise, it could be a Nidus all-in. But without link speed, without roaches, an all-in doesn't make much sense. So it's got to be 2-base muta. And gas is being taken. Fun fact, I believe a 2-1-1 is a hard counter to 2-base muta, by the way. Roach 1 is thrown down here to wall up and to wall off. But Spire is still an option. And if he goes to the Spire, I believe he dies. Oh boy. Because here comes a Mass Marine and here comes Stim. Carapace on the way. We're waiting for the lair to finish. YoungYakov now to get to third, but it's a late third base out of Yakov. Again, he was playing 2 bases the entire time. Reaper goes in. Reaper Scout is denied. He does get eyes on a gas, so that is a bit of a tell. And we have confirmation of Roach Speed. So Roach Speed is being researched, which means it is not muta play. He's going to 2-base Roach. Interesting. I mean, this might be able to hold its own. Maybe. Still not entirely convinced, I'll be honest. But Yakov is massing up his roaches. The bio is building up as well. Oh, so we're going for a Hellion drop, okay. Hellion drop slips in. Spots all the roaches. Now BabyMarine knows. Now he's aware. And here comes BabyMarine, here comes the Terran army. He's moving out, he gets spotted by the Overlord. Remember, Stim is finishing up in 5 seconds. And Yakov, oh, he's gonna make a choice. Where are we headed? He's rotating towards the natural. BabyMarine, he also pulls back. I mean, again, he's aware of the roaches. He moves over the drop and he stays home with the tanks. Tanks, they do siege up. Yeah, they siege in time. Double drop is moving out. Back at home, what is it to defend? Ooh, nothing. There's nothing at home. He commits. He roaches up the ramp, but he does wall up in time. Nice reaction here by BabyMarine. He walls up. He walls off the natural. Drops are moving in, and back at home, droning. Back at home, Yakov, he's droning up. He is racing back home with the roaches. And he will defend. Yakov is keeping up. He defends back at home. Spire is on the way for muta play. We thought it was going to be 2-base mutas to begin with. Delayed muta play instead. Oof, BabyMarine still gets 6 drone kills here with his Hellions. 6 drones go down. BabyMarine, he still preserves his Marines. Behind this, going to his own 1-1 upgrades. And there is a third CC. So he's not going for the all-in. Getting into the mid-game. Getting into the mid-game, the drops, they do pick in, they pull away. Yakov is almost at muta play. He's almost there. I mean, that will be a secure way to shut down the medevacs at least. And to maybe harass. It's still very gas intensive going roaches and mutas. BabyMarine, he does expand, claiming his third base, and BabyMarine is taking more of a defensive stance. Sure, he's been active with the drops, but only with the drops. Chilling back at home, still looking for damage. The mutas are out, and we'll see where they reveal themselves. Mutas are going for a counterattack. They head for the natural. BabyMarine is not ready back at home. Couple of SCVs. Yakov is moving in. Again, the tanks are exposed. They're on their own. Yakov, he can break that third. He thinks about it. Oof. Yeah, I feel like this is the opportunity here to try to get on top of those tanks. Yakov, he doesn't quite go for it. There was an opportunity, but now there's units in position. Now there's more buffer, more support. And Yakov is switching into Link Bane. We have the Baleen Nest on the way, Link Speed on the way, Infestation Bits. He's switching out of pure Roach Queen, Roach Muta, into Link Bane Roach Ravager. Yakov, he's missed his window. He's missed his window to do damage. And even though Yakov is max, remember the soup does lie. The soup is lying. It's inflated supply. Basically, he invested into all these roaches and he did nothing with them. So this could have been a faster fourth, a faster fifth base, faster saturation, better upgrades, faster link speed, faster Baleen Nest. Could have been faster attack. Instead of all this Roach Ravager. And now it's just being outscaled. Again, Roach Ravager has an expiration date. Like, it does not scale well into a longer game. There are some fungals. And shots going off. BabyMarine moving in. Oof. Yakov trying to engage. Going for a massive counterattack instead, but this also means that there's that much less to defend. And we're going for the base trade. We're going for the base trade. Roaches, they get into the natural. Roaches, they peel off into the third. And BabyMarine, he just moves right down the center. And without Banelings, like, you cannot stop this army. I mean, technically with some well-placed fungals, sure. Like, if some fungals can connect, then maybe. Meanwhile, Roaches, they break through the natural. They do get 27 SCVs. But at the same time, this positioning over to the base is just brutal. BabyMarine, he kills the third base. He kills the fourth base. Yakov is down to 2 expansions. At the same time, Yakov does not mining at the third. Mutas, they go in. No anti-air. Let's go. Mutas, they get a Liberator. They get the second Liberator as well. And BabyMarine out of position. He's getting another expansion, but he's losing tanks. Losing Liberators. Expensive losses there for BabyMarine. He's just trading as best he can. Kills another expansion. Again, Yakov is stuck on 2 bases, but he does have some Link Bane. And now we have 2 base versus 2 base. Or really 1 expansion. 1 base versus 2. God. As BabyMarine, he lost so many SCVs. But he has the better army. And it's one of those things where Yakov, sure, he has a higher drone count, but he's not mining. Like, he's not mining efficiently. He's oversaturated at the natural. More drones being hunted down. And the army is still in favor of the Terran. Tanks are unsieged. Tanks are caught on siege. Link Bane is rolling in. decent baiting connections. And Yakov, he will clean up the tanks. Yeah, he cleans up the tanks, cleans up the army. Yeah, BabyMarine, he was caught unsieged. Massive moment here for YoungYakov. Gets all the medevacs. They do not escape. Let's catch all the medevacs. Back at home, BabyMarine, Jesus, still has a terrifying army. And again, that was an impressive fight for Yakov, but he cannot fight. No. Cannot fight the main army. Let's get the hell out of here. Oh, they do catch a marauder. Mutas, they get into the mineral line. Mutas are getting in. They deny mining. At the same time, BabyMarine's doing the same. And again, BabyMarine still has the better army. There's no Ling Bane left. And we're trying to rush into ultras. Ambitious. Very ambitious here from YoungYakov, going for the ultras. Again, they're lacking upgrades. They have 1-2 upgrades without kind of waiting. Yakov needs more time. BabyMarine expands. He's moving in. He's going in, Pappy. Nice fungal. Fungal lands, but the wall is falling. Oh, lands on the fungal. Nice fungal here. Very nice. Biles break through. The army is heavily overstimmed. Kind of splitting is now done. So the ultras are a little bit better. They're still lacking main upgrades, but they're okay. Yakov can't quite chase. Yo, big shout out to Nox Platform in the chat. Gah, baby, gah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the raid. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great ladder session, I'm assuming. Welcome, bienvenidos. We're mid-series here with YoungYakov versus BabyMarine. We're getting very scrappy. Getting very, very scrappy here. We have BabyMarine with a better economy. He does have his third base plus mules, so he does get back up to full saturation on 3 bases. And YoungYakov, his economy is still lacking, his creep is still lacking, and he will bully back one of these bases. Another expansion goes down. Oh, nice fungal. Oh my god. Yeah, massive fungal connects. The ultras, they trade well. And that's what he needs. He needs to land these fungals. Even off of creep. Yakov is chasing. Spots the tanks. Yakov pulls away. And Yakov, he still needs to get this base up and running here. Even then, the third base is not good enough. And BabyMarine is getting further ahead. We got Liberators on the way. We have Widow Mines, Drilling Claws as well. Plus 3 upgrades have now begun for the Terran. Now in head-on fight, I do favor the Terran player, but fungals, right? Like fungals are kind of the saving grace here for YoungYakov. If you can land them well, you can win these fights. Speaking of, fungal grazes some of the marauders. No follow-up. He did whiff the second fungal as well. I believe there's one left. Yeah, there's one fungal remaining. He needs a little bit more time for a second. First one, good connection. Oh my god. Biles down some medevacs. Still a rough trade here for YoungYakov. Losing an ultra. But hey, he does retain the infestors. They stay alive. Got some vipers on the way as well. And Yakov is very spellcaster reliant. And BabyMarine is just brute forcing it. He's not taking into ghosts. No EMPs, no snipes. Just going mass lid marauder. The Braves do siege up. Biles do get one. Fungal grazes the army. Oof. Ultra goes down. That was the final Ultralisk. Yeah, no Ultras remaining. And Yakov, he cannot engage. We get a decent Ling run by. Gets a handful of SCVs. Speaking of a Ling run by. Good reactions here by BabyMarine. He kites away. He kites back. Yakov is really scared of siege tanks for good reason. But if you recall, that wasn't the case in game 1. In game 1, he was able to get into the siege line, break them. But here he's been playing from behind for quite some time. Like again, like I don't blame him for not trying to engage. Does go for the power bombs. Nice connections. Once again, just trying to wait for the army to push into him. Nice fungal. Once again lands. But does he have enough? Ultra's trying to break through. The Ultras get focused down. Once again, no Ultras remaining. The fungals were not good enough. I mean, there was solid, but there was just no follow-up. There were not enough Ultras, not enough on the ground. And it's been impressive that YoungYakov has survived until this point. He's been holding on. But it's still been down in economy this entire time. Still down in the army. And BabyMarine, he has broken the third base once again. Fungal does crazy army. Fungal lands, but he lost the expansion. And Yakov, he's still on 2 bases. He sims in. He sims in. GG gets called, and BabyMarine ties up the series 1-1. Whew, GG. We are going to the ace match again. An intense back and forth here. Winding it back, we had YoungYakov going for a gasless opener into 2-base Roach into Muta play. But alas, if you recall, we spoke about how we didn't see any kind of usage of those Roaches. We saw that YoungYakov, he maxed out with the Roach army, and there was a window in time where he could break the third. But he was tentative. He didn't go for it. He did not go for the third base, and in the end, he had a bunch of dead supply. He was maxed out with Roach Ravager, didn't achieve anything with it. We saw the BabyMarine, he was able to catch up in supply and refine his army, getting into something more efficient, of course, with Biotank Liberator. And Yakov, if you recall, once he started switching into Ling Bane, it was like, oh, like he had maxed out on Roaches, didn't achieve anything with it, and now he's switching to Ling Bane. Now he's switching on Ultras. That tech switch could have been faster. We could have seen a faster tech switch instead of maxing out, and in the end, Yakov just couldn't quite achieve enough with his Roaches. GG, well played. With that, we're going to the ace match. We're going all the way to game 3, and we'll see how this story ends. We'll see who advances on the face-off against Percival. Let's go. Let's go. So we're loading into the ace match. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Pylon, we have the red Zerg player, the red Zerg player himself, being forced into the ace match. Can he bring it back? It is YoungYakov. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the blue Terran player, the blue Terran himself, representing Streamer Zone. It is BabyMarine. Here we go, and welcome to Pylon. Pylon is one of the is the aggressive map in the map pool. All-ins are favored, aggression is favored, and this goes for both players. We could see 8 Raxes, we could see another committed mech push as well on 3 bases. We'll see what BabyMarine commits into. Likewise, we could see Roach play out of YoungYakov. I'm not opposed to Roach play, but if you go into Roaches, you need to be aggressive with them, you need to be assertive. You cannot allow your opponent to just turtle up and build up on 3 bases. You gotta hit your timings, otherwise it's a waste. So here we go. So now standard opener, this time hatch gas pool. Remember last game YoungYakov opened up gasless, but that was very specific to the map, very specific to Ultra Love. Here, standard openers. Now we are moving out. Now that we do have the third CC here behind this, so economic follow-up here by BabyMarine, just going for a third CC before starport, so economic build. Not being aggressive early on. And likewise, Yakov getting his own third as well. Just building up into our 3 bases. A much more passive early game here between our 2 players. Oh. This BabyMarine does get the tumor. Ooh, he'll lose the Reaper. Very similar to game 2 if I recall correctly. Or game 1. Gets the tumor, lose the Reaper. Outside of that, we're still just securing ourselves. We haven't seen any kind of big deviation yet. We're waiting to see an early Evo chamber. We're waiting to see, say, a lair first, Evo chambers first, Bailey Nest first out of the Zerg player. As Yakov has been able to scout. Yakov did confirm. Was able to poke him, was able to confirm the build. It is just 3 CC Banshee. So we might just get into standard play, into Ling Bane versus Bio. Looking to be the case here. This is a slightly earlier lair. True. This is a 4-minute lair timing. Usually it's at 4:30. So early lair. Gases are being taken. And if we don't go for Evo chambers soon, this could just be mutas. Yeah, 4 gases. It's very gas heavy. Still no Evo chambers, no Bailey Nest. I'll be honest, I'm a little bit scared of the idea of going to mutas here on Pylon. Now we get a Bailey Nest here, but this is very late. We're still expecting a Spire. This map, we just mentioned it. It is a very small map, very aggressive map as well. It takes very little time to get across the map. We're going into a mech follow-up, 2nd and 3rd factory on the way. Okay. We have mech on the horizon here for BabyMarine. But it's going to take a little bit for all these factories to get up and running, and as we mentioned, there's a Spire. Again, seeing lack of upgrades, lack of Evo chambers, seeing the early lair, and seeing all the gases did scream mutas, and we're in a really interesting game state. So again, winding it back, it is very risky going mutas here on Pylon. There's a very high chance that BabyMarine can break the Zerg player before mutas come into play. You can see here a massive wave of Hellions, and what is it to defend? We have some Queens, we have 2 Lings. Sorry, we have more Lings now popping out, but even then, it's going to be a difficult hold here for the Zerg. If BabyMarine was aware of what was happening, then he could break him, but look at this, double armory, all the factories are add-on swapping. We're building up into a longer game. BabyMarine, he's not going for an early push. Building up his own battle mech.
Ready to raise some hell.
So BabyMarine getting into battle mech, going into Cyclone production. Overseer does confirm. Ooh, as Banshees, they hit the 3rd. 7 drone kills. And remember, YoungYakov, he only just now confirmed the mech. He didn't know up until this point. Hellions, they're going for the dive. There are Banelings to defend. Oh, just barely in time. Banelings, they zone away. Hellions, they pick off, what, 2-3 Banelings. Trying to bleed back the army. Doesn't quite confirm the tech. Barely not. Doesn't scout the Spire. That is still a good amount of damage. That's still 8 drone kills on the Banshees. Again, Yakov playing on a knife's edge here. And here come the mutas. Now checking the vision here, even though the Spire wasn't scouted, BabyMarine, he's seen enough. He's seen enough. I mean, he's seen what he hasn't seen. No roaches. He saw slow banelings. He saw no roaches. He saw no upgrade on the baneling nest either. So this all screams Muta play. So good reaction here by BabyMarine. He was able to confirm the Mutas are going to get shut down. The mines connect. But there are 2 Cyclones left, down to 1. Dives on the Cyclones. A messy engage here from YoungYakov, but he does take over the ground. Does take over the skies. But again, there are turrets in the mineral line. No major economic damage. And Yakov, he's committed into Ling Bane Muta. Oh. Bold move. Now, if he can hit critical mass of Mutas, then maybe, but we have mass Widowmite on the way. Some other nice pickoffs. Very nice pickoffs. There's a couple of Hellions, maintains map control. And now we're building it. So YoungYakov is going to be the first to max out. We're going to be in a similar position as we were last time where, hey, it's cool that YoungYakov is maxing out. He has to do something with the army. He has to do something with the supply. As he is taking up, the Hive is on the way. He's diving on the Cyclones. A late reaction here. Ooh, Mind Shot connects. Brutal connection. So far, that's 13 meters going down. We have Ling Bane setting up on the left-hand side. But remember, the longer this game goes on, the better it is for the Terran. Like, the Terran player is just building up a more efficient army. They're building up their Death Ball. And it's all on YoungYakov to harass, to poke in, and to delay the Terran. While he takes up into Ultras, I would imagine. So Hive is on the way, 2 upgrades. Imagine work towards Ultras and Infestors. As Mutas are being zoned away. BabyMarine, he's almost there. He's almost maxed. Hive is complete. Where is that tech? There's Adrenal. Yep, there's the Ultra Cavern as we mentioned. But he still needs more time. And BabyMarine, he's getting his 4th base. Now we have to commit. And BabyMarine collapse on the Hellbats. Not bad. Hellbats do go down. Mutas, they try to trade. But the Mutas are going to be reset. So you're losing every single Muta. Expensive trade here for YoungYakov. He wanted to remax with Ultras, but alas, he doesn't really. He has to wait. His tech isn't ready. And that was a much better fight for the Terran. They maintain the 4th. The 4th base is getting up. The Planetary is on the way. Yakov, he needs to buy time. He's going for the counterattack. Nothing here. Oh, good. there's nothing here. Lings, they get into the middle line. SCVs are going down. BabyMarine, he does pull away. He does pull away in time. He doesn't turn around. He's losing everything. He doesn't even have anything at the Planetary either. BabyMarine, he's completely exposed. He will kill an expansion, true. As soon as they turn around. Ooh, they run into the Vikings. Oh, got him! Okay, they run into the Vikings. Cyclones are dealt with. And BabyMarine just caught completely out of position. He will get the expansion at least. Does get the hatchery. Ultra production has begun. getting into his ultras. 5 ultras on the way. And now suddenly YoungYakov's in the driver's seat. Suddenly, hey, he killed the third. He killed the third base. He knocked it down. BabyMarine was out of position. True, BabyMarine also killed an expansion, but that meant a little bit less. Yakov, he has plenty of bases, plenty of workers. He could afford to lose an expansion. As long as BabyMarine didn't keep pushing. And he didn't. Now the ultras have arrived. So far 5, soon to be 7 ultras. Lings, they catch reinforcements. Oh, they're a bit on a move. There we go. So a bit of miscontrol with the Lings, but hey, it gets around on the Thor. BabyMarine is racing back home. He's racing back, losing another 12, another 11 SCVs. Again, BabyMarine just being abused for his immobility. And now we have Microbial Shroud. Microbial Shroud is on the way. We have the Mass Ultra. Yakov, he's in control. And BabyMarine, he is struggling. He was in a better position. He did have a better fight at his 4th base until he moved out. When he moved out, he just didn't leave anything at home to defend. He was vulnerable. Ultras are diving in. They break through the Hellions. And he's getting on top of the tanks. He's trying to, at least. That's a lot of tank volleys going up. Balloons are overwhelming. Breaks through the Liberator line. It breaks through the Liberation zones. Gets every single tank. And the Ultras, they keep going. Oh, let's let the Vikings, they do what they can. They do what they can. There is no answer here, but GG gets called. Yakov, he breaks the natural, and Yakov will take the series 2-1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. YoungYakov does claim the series. A shout to BabyMarine for making a series out of it, for going all the way to the ace match. And we saw a lot of mech here out of BabyMarine, both in game 1 and in game 3. And there was potential here in the 3rd game. There was potential, but as we mentioned, after BabyMarine won a fight, he moved out. He moved out across the map, and he left nothing at home to defend, which means YoungYakov, smartly enough, did go for the counterattack. He went for the run by, and he was able to deal critical damage. He killed the CC. He caught the mineral line as well, catching reinforcements. And BabyMarine, he was just out of position. It was out of position. Across the map, he did eventually kill a hatchery, but only a hatchery. Was not worth it there for BabyMarine. He was pulled apart. It was pulled apart. GG, well played. And again, congratulations to YoungYakov. As that leads us into our next matchup. We did cover Jumi earlier. Jumi did take down Hydra in the PvP, and now he advances on to face off against Shameless in another PvP. For now, we are going to be cutting to a break. We're going to be cutting to a break here, and when we come back, we'll have the remainder of the matches here tonight. We have Shameless versus Jumi, and we have Percival versus YoungYakov as well. Yakov, he does advance on to face off against Percival in the next round in another TVZ. So we'll see you soon. We'll see you soon after the break.